As we segue to our final segment of SmackDown this past Friday, it is Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre having a match for the Universal Championship at Clash of the Castle. And Roman is a bit worried about this matchup. He doesn't know what to do, but he knows what he can do, and that is beat this man down with help from the Usos and Sami Zayn, as it was Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre in the main event spot. A very good match. The Usos got involved towards the end, but Drew still lays out Sami with a Claymore kick for the win, and Roman goes after Drew. Drew fights back, sends Roman shoulder first to the ring post, but after a counterattack by the Usos, he's speared by Roman Reigns, and the beatdown is on, and they beat the ever-loving shit out of Drew McIntyre. They throw him over the announce table against the steel steps, against the barricade. Sami hits a haluva kick, the crowd pops, as Scott mentioned earlier, and they just beat this man down with steel chair shots to the back and shoulder. Roman chokes him out with the guillotine, says, "I'm on the top of this mountain. I'm not coming down anytime soon." And the highlight was Roman taking a seat in a steel chair over Drew McIntyre with both championships draped over his shoulder. You got the Usos on either side of him and Sami Zayn, honorary Uso in the background, trying to get in the frame. Put all of this on a t-shirt to be sold on WWEshop.com. This was a great heat-seeking segment, and the photos from .com of Drew McIntyre's back. This man took a hellacious beating. My goodness, the things he'll go through to get that heel heat on himself via this beatdown. But my God, Jeremy, what a finish to SmackDown. This beatdown was quite vicious heading into their championship match on Saturday.
So they had this, and they also had the 2 video packages about Drew McIntyre throughout the show. One of them talking about his ascension to WWE before getting fired, and then...
Is everything good? Hello?
Well,
I think like Jeremy got bounced.
That's what happens when you talk about The Miz. The boy got money.
Oh my gosh. He got booyaka'd.
Yeah, Miz booyaka'd him. Miz went and found a mask and booyaka'd him.
Oh my goodness. So as we hope that Jeremy comes back to this show, Scott, what are your thoughts on the main event angle from SmackDown?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought that this is what kind of, you establish Roman Reigns and you establish the bloodline as the problem. We know how great Roman is, and we saw Drew got the better of Roman, even though Roman attacked him from behind. And I thought that was key, that every time that it's been a one-on-one thing, Drew has been able to get the better of him. And it was important for that, so that way they established that the bloodline makes it impossible. Michael Cole was great on commentary here, kind of, talking about the threat of the bloodline and just how no matter what Drew does, he's always going to be outnumbered. And Sami just adds a completely different element to that. So I thought this was a great way to tell that story of, not only do you have to worry about the Usos, but now you have to worry about Sami Zayn as well. And it kind of showed that, especially because he took out the Usos, but then Sami Zayn was right there. So it just adds another element. I think that was a good part of the story to tell, that Drew's able to overcome those 3. Now Sami is now kind of the game-changing piece so far for the bloodline. He's
earned his credibility, which is very important. And welcome back, Jeremy. You got jinxed by The Miz.
Oh, man.
The Miz did it.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Mike.
My computer just restarted. It was like, what? Okay. I hope not awkward. Anyways, I hope that Drew is going to win this title. He's definitely been set up in a way that he should, but I don't feel convinced that that's the direction they're going.
Ooh, well, now it's time for the big question. So, Drew McIntyre won the 2020 Royal Rumble. He beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania with nobody in the building. That was a rough go, but he did it anyway. Carried the company on his back during the early days of the pandemic. We thought he was going to get coronated in front of a lot of people at Tampa Bay last year. Did not happen. It was Bobby Lashley's time and moment. Completely understandable. Now, we're in Cardiff, Wales. Clash at the Castle. Their first stadium event in 30 years. Do you sense any hope that Drew McIntyre wins these championships on Saturday, Scott?
Oh, man. I think there's a shot. I genuinely think there's a shot because Paul Heyman's involved and they can always pull a loophole that he signed the contract for only one of the titles or something ridiculous. He's not walking away with both belts. There's no shot of him walking away with both belts. I will say that. There is a shot of him pinning Roman Reigns, though. Do I think it's going to happen, though? Nope. Honestly, nobody should be beating Roman Reigns except Cody Rhodes. You have the story built up. You have your ultimate babyface ready to return from injury. Save that for Cody, man. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, Jeremy, what do you think is going to happen?
He'll have the title for something like 740 days. There is a very real possibility he holds on to it for longer. The idea to me is if not Drew, who? And if not Drew, when? Because if anything, the last thing that you want to do as WWE is tell people more of the same and then do a match in order to just come back and do the match a month later, especially because it's in the UK. This is Drew's time to shine. I'm 50-50. I'm just going to go, I'm 50-50. I don't think there's a wrong answer on who wins the titles at this match, but I just don't know what they do.
I am really torn. A part of me wants the reign to continue, but on the other hand, 60,000 people and Drew McIntyre being over in that building. And they might be for Roman too. You never know. Just
every time you think that Roman is going to lose, he's standing tall.
And I sense it's going to happen as well once again, even though I'm pulling for Drew, but I think that Roman's reign means a bit more right now. WrestleMania implications, Cody should be the one to beat him. We'll see, but it should be a great atmosphere come Saturday. It's going to be a great show, stacked lineup, very busy week in professional wrestling.